Okay, so here we are again for another Horus Heresy battle report. 18th Legion led by Vulkan versus the 7th Legion. And who you got in?
Sigismund.
Sigismund is leading this time. Go over Tom's army a bit. I'll do my army first because it's just quicker, I suppose. I kind of know what it is. All right, so Vulkan's leading. There he is. The big lad himself. Covenant of Fire. So those who've been watching the channel, the list evolves, and I've left it the same for this game. So got Vulkan as the warlord there. Covenant of Fire gives me a right of war, which makes my pyroclast, that's why I've got lots of them, line and troops, so they fill those jobs. Here's a pyroclast squad here, so 10 of those. Back here as well, 10 of those. And the pyroclast warden has a thunder hammer as well. I'm going to add an apothecary to the unit. He's got artificer armor. In this unit, when they add together, I've got a champion. He's got a thunder hammer and a paragon blade. So he's got two specialist weapons. He's got a dragon scale storm shield on the back and a nemesis bolter. So armed to the teeth. I've also got a librarian again with he's got a 4 staff. Never really uses that, to be honest. He's got a thunder hammer, dragon scale storm shield, and again a nemesis bolter. Okay, he's got telepathy, which is quite good. Probably not against Tom's army because, well, you'll see that in a minute when he explains it. And then I've got a chaplain. He has got, again, a nemesis bolter, thunder hammer. There's that one there. And dragon scale storm shield. So there we go. That's kind of that setup of that group, really. They sort of go around together. The reason I've sort of kept them in artificer armor just because of speed, so I could actually run with them. Because if I had them in Terminator armor or cataphract, they have an extra wound, but it just makes them a bit slower. So I've sort of went back to that before and went back again. So we'll see if that works. Another pyroclast squad over here. Again, the Fire Drake Master's got the thunder hammer. He's there. There we go. And apothecary sitting there. Again, artificer armor on him. And the other squad, third squad of them, apothecaries attached to them. I was going to actually, if I had time, get some tech marine to attach them, but I didn't bother in the end. Contemptor here, he's got heavy flamer, the head twister. Poor head twister lies last game, didn't do very well, but there we are. Hopefully this game will do alright. I have got some recon marines, 2 squads of 5. They've got nemesis bolters. This chap here has got the augury scanner, and he's got the Legion Vexilla, as you can see there. Over here, another squad of the same, again 5 of them. Sergeants are always the ones with no helmets on. Just that guy there, and they look pretty cool. We're quite happy with them, to be honest. There he is, augury scanner and Legion Vexilla. And then I've got 10 las cannons, Legion Vexilla there, augury scanner. Over here again, that little red sort of pod that bleeps, and the sergeant's got no helmet on, as you can see. And again, they've got an apothecary with them. And that is 3,000 points of the 18th Legion. And then we'll go over Tom's stuff next. Go for it, mate.
Cool. So this is a Imperial Fist Stone Gauntlet Right of War army, which the restrictions on it, I have to take Phalanx Warders as my compulsory troops. But if I do, then they gain line and heart of the Legion. So I've got, leading it, I've got Sigismund, who is an absolute beast. He's got 4 wounds, weapon skill 7, and causes instant death with his sword, and successful invulnerable saves in a challenge have to be rerolled. So he's an absolute monster, but doesn't really do very much for the army. And I've also, next to him as my secondary HQ, I've got a Castellan, which is the Imperial Fists Legion specific console. He's taken a mastercrafted autocannon, which gains an additional shot because of him being a Castellan, his special rule. And he also makes heavy support marines have the line special rule. So I've got 2 units of heavy support marines that will both be scoring. Troops wise, I've got my 2 units of Phalanx Warders. One over here where the sergeant has a Solarite Power Gauntlet, which is Strength 10, AP 1, and it's a melee weapon.
Yep.
every guy in there has a bolt pistol, bolter, and power axe. But other than that, that sergeant also has artificer armor.
They've got an apothecary, have they?
Got an apothecary. So I've got 3 apothecaries in the army, and they've got no upgrades at all. So yeah, there's the 2 units. One of the other unit has a thunderhammer and a vexilla. So that guy there going forward. And on top of that, I've also got a unit of breachers. So it's a 10-man unit where the sergeant has a solarite power gauntlet, and they also have a vexilla. So the bonus for the stone gauntlet is any model with a boarding shield in coherency with at least 2 other models can re-roll their invulnerable saves.
Yep.
Which makes them really resilient when sitting on objectives. On top of that, I've got a 10-man heavy support squad, all with heavy bolters to make use of the whole Imperial Fists getting +1 to their dice rolls.
Yep.
Sergeant, well, not sergeant, one guy in the squad has an augury scanner, and that's it. No other upgrades at all.
Cool.
Same with the las cannons. So 10-man las cannon squad, and one guy has an augury scanner. And again, no other upgrades on top of that.
Yep.
But onto my elites.
Yep.
I've got 2 contemptor talents, with two contemptors each. So these 2 over here. One has a Vulkan dual culverin, and the other one has a Gravis las cannon. Got no upgrades in the fists, just those 2 weapons, and that's it. So yeah, those 2 are like Templar dreads.
Yep.
And I've got another 2 which are identically armed. So one with the Volkite and then one with the las cannons. And they've both been converted to have boarding shields to kind of fit the theme of the army.
Yeah.
Like a real solid core of boarding marines. And then finally, I have a talon of 2 Leviathans.
Yep.
So those chunky guys. So that one there has a storm cannon and 2 twin-linked Volkite Calavers in his chest and a melter gun in his hand. And the final one has a storm cannon, melter gun, and then 2 Iliastus assault cannons replacing the heavy flamers.
Cool.
That's it. That's bang on 3,000.
Yeah, looks like absolutely loads of stuff. Okay, so we'll go over the table in a second. But yeah, really awesome army as normal, mate. Looks amazing. And then this army, just remind everyone, this is the same army you used at the last event, isn't it?
Yes.
There you go. This
is, and it didn't lose a single game. So it was, I came out with 4 wins and a draw. Yeah,
4 wins and a draw, and let's have a look at that. You got it down. Let's have a look at it. Put it on. We'll film that. So this is what Tom won. Got the best general, Brighton Heresy. Brighton Heresy 2, I think it was. Or was it 3? I can't remember.
Heresy 3.
Heresy 3, Brighton Heresy 3. So this is what we got made for him being the best general for this army. So yeah. Uphill struggle, I think, for me, because this hasn't lost. Did you say it's not lost a game?
It's lost 1 game.
1 game
out of 12 that I've used it in.
Okay, it's lost 1 out of 12.
And that was against John and his horrible Iron Warriors with Perturabo.
Okay, so the Iron Warriors, who I beat last week, well, so we'll see what happens, I suppose. Okay, let's go over the train. Okay, let's go on the scenery then. Go for it, mate.
Yeah, so again, I've got kind of a desert world set up. I've tried to do a bit of an isolated sort of Mechanicum outpost, some kind of refinery centre. So, you know, lots of pipelines, lots of industrial-looking buildings, and you know, the old shipping containers. So it's quite a good bit of line of sight blocking stuff, but at the same time, enough that there's good lines of fire. So it's always nice to make a board look interesting, but just not too busy, so you can actually still play. Because with 3,000 points, normally you get quite a lot of models, but I mean, when you take a Primarch and that many Pyroclasts, you don't have to.
A very small model count. Yes, that's the overview of the board. And let's just do a bit of plugging, I suppose, as I go around. So, 30k Forgotten Legion are running a event, which is going to be amazing. We are running Brighton Heresy 4 on 25th and 26th of March in Brighton. And if you go onto the Facebook page, 30k Forgotten Legion, and then you will find the event on there. And all the other Heresy events we're running throughout the year. We're also running London Heresy as part of the bigger event of the London Grand Tournament, so that'll be awesome too. Alright, enough of that. So let's see what mission we get. Okay, mission, go for it. 2. Okay, so we've got Onslaught then. So deployment setup is normal. First turn, it's a 6-turn game. So basically, it's an onslaught objective, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, it's
a single objective. There's 5 VPs if you control that, but it will be in the opponent's deployment zone, so it could be difficult to get depending on the deployment type. And also, if an enemy unit destroyed in the first turn is worth 1 VP, which can become very important because it's quite hard to take objectives. Also, Slay the Warlord. Primary get an additional 1. Attrition, whoever's destroyed the most gets an extra VP. Got the reserves, night fight, and stage deployment, which can be annoying to be honest, but it is what it is. No one's got fortification, so we've got Lord's War Primarch, and then it goes like that, all the way down to fast attacks. Let's see what map we get, mate.
Right.
Okay, map.
5. Ambush.
Ambush again.
You right with that, or do you want
Let's do it. No, I hate re-rolling things, even on camera. It is what it is.
No worries.
A 5 is a 5. We've got to do it.
2 games of ambush in a row.
2 games of ambush.
Brilliant.
Living the dream.
Jolly good.
All right, let's do some. Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, let's do some first turn rolling, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, here we go. So we're going to roll for who is going first. Essentially, can't even see where my dice went. Okay, so it's a 6, and I got a 2. All right, what do you want to do?
I will go first.
Okay,
and
right.
I will be the attacker.
Okay, let's do some setting up. So rolling for night fight.
3.
Yep, night fight, turn 1. Right.
For the love of God.
We've finished deploying, and this is very funny. We haven't even put onslaught down. So that's where I've put a squad of Pyroclasts, and then Vulkan's here, the other squad and characters, and then the other squad, and then the Contemptor. I've put my Recon Marines up here, all together, a gaggle, and then I've put my Lascans here, and then Tom. Right, and then Tom is where?
Right, so I've set the majority of my army up over here.
Oh
As you can see, it's just overlapping layers of fire with Lascans at the back, heavy bolters in front, phalanx warders in front of them led by Sigismund, a boarding marine squad right at the very front, just to be absolute chaff. 4 Contemptors, on like 2 on either side.
Right, this is mad. This is going to be crazy.
And then right on the other side of the board, I've got 1 cheeky unit of phalanx warders. With 2 big chunky leviathans to start walking right up your back passage.
So this is the overview. It's absolutely hilarious. It's going to be, I think, absolutely horrendous. I mean, look, literally, you know, it's so close there. It's just going to be horrible. But it's going to be fun at the same time. All right, so we've got to place objectives. Objective placement. There we go. That's Tom's. Right in front of his leviathans and his squad of boarding marines. And then my one is right in front of Vulkan. So that's where we're at. Let's see what happens. Okay, so going for the C's. Let's see what happens. No bugger. So
no
I'm
dice.
going to get shot a bit. But there we are. Never mind. Okay, let's see what the turn 1 movement phase for Imperial Fists does. 1. Okay, go for it. Movement phase.
Yeah, so I'll start by moving both my leviathans up to start pushing onto your back lines with your Recon Marines, your Horus cannons, and move the phalanx warders in range of the onslaught objective over here. So turn 1 already onto that.
Nice one.
But we'll see how long that lasts. Over here, I have moved all of my dreadnoughts into charging range of Vulkan and his army of lovely friends. Let's put it in a nice polite way.
Yes.
So I'm hoping to try and do a turn 1 charge with all of them and do something nasty.
I'm sure.
So, there's that.
Very horrible.
Move the boarding marines forward a little bit, and I've moved Sigismund and his unit ever so slightly more towards the objective. And that's it. The heavy support marines haven't moved, Lascans haven't moved. It's just that. Right. So straight onto the shooting already.
Cool. Shooting phase, 7th Legion. Great.
Cool. So I started with the Leviathans. So this one with the Vulkan in the chest, shot at one of your Recon Marine squads, and killed 4 out of the 5.
I rolled a 10 for leadership.
Unfortunately, that guy is now sprinting towards the board edge as he's seen people obliterated in front of him. The one with the assault cannon nipples shot at your las cannon squad, which you returned fire to.
Returned fire, and you saved half of them on 5s.
Yep. So he did 2 wounds to me. We did 4 wounds, and I saved 2 of them. So that Leviathan's down to 5 wounds. But unfortunately,
and then of course I rolled a 9. So both leaderships I ran.
Then moving over to this side of the board, I basically fired my entire army into Vulkan's unit, starting at the back with the las cannons, then onto the heavy bolters, then onto the las cannons and the gravis, then the boarding marines, the other. So everything has fired at Vulkan's unit and whittled you down to one pyroclast.
I think now is the point. I say my saves were so atrocious it was painful, and my feel no pains. I think I made maybe one, and then the return fire. You made how many saves this dreadnought? 3, I think, out of 5.
Yeah, easily
on 5-ups. So it's these little things that like you're like, you just have to sigh.
Wasn't enough.
So that's what's happening. Vulkan is looking absolutely in trouble. He's got 4 contemptors ready to charge him.
But that's why I shot from the back as well.
Because
I wanted to take as many of your pyroclasts off. So when you did return fire, it was kind of...
It was rubbish. I mean, you just saved. It's as simple as that. There's no other way of saying it. You just saved them. Anyway, so yeah, unfortunately, it was a really bad turn. Well, it's still going, but it's really bad for me. You know, they ran. I mean, like that's just insane. Both squads I had that take break test ran, and then and they got whittled down to 1. So, let's see what the combat does. I suppose. Let's see what happens. Okay. Unfortunately, every single charge paid off. I didn't really have very long charges. I think this one was like probably a 4, maybe.
That was probably the longest charge.
Probably a 4 or 5, maybe. I think it was similar to that guy. I think that one might have been pushing a 5, maybe. He was pushing a 4. Unfortunately, Tom made mass charges anyway. It wasn't even close.
I didn't roll anything under a 7.
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was so far. I did do Overwatch though, and I managed to get that contemptor down to 2 wounds. So that's pretty good. He's on 4 wounds, and these are on 6 wounds each, I think.
Yeah.
On 6 wounds. So just put some counters on my guys. They're falling back. So just thought I'd film this bit, see the melee bit, and then we'll see what happens after we resolve the combat. Go for it.
Cool. So Vulkan started off by killing the chaplain contemptor with the big mace.
Yeah, split the attacks, but again, again he made, I don't know how many saves he made, 3 or 2 on that other guy.
2 more. You
2 more. So he saved
twice on this contemptor.
I think he saved 4 out of 6 on 5-up. That guy.
Yeah, he's been living a very charmed life.
And then the other guy died, blew up, killed a...
He killed one of my boarding marines. So far I've lost 1 guy, and the contemptor.
Yeah.
Then the other 3 proceeded to get 3 hits each.
Yeah, they just
absolutely.
It was insane. Hitting on 4s, and they just it was insane. Like literally, like out of 12 attacks, I think they got 12 in total, didn't they? Yeah, they missed 3. They didn't fail to wound any. And I can't stand against that. Like, you know, 3 hits, 3 wounds each one. I've got 4 up save on some of them. You know, Vulkan took 4 wounds. It's horrendous. Yeah, so unfortunately, Vulkan's on 2 wounds. I've got 2 squads falling back. Probably it's a horrendous uphill struggle for me. I've got to somehow deal with these dreadnoughts who are in combat, so I can't even shoot them. So yeah, it's really bad. But there we go. So Salamanders turn 1 movement phase. Okay, 18th Legion movement phase. So basically, what did I do? I moved this Pyroclast squad a little bit, and then Tom did a movement reaction advance with this squad. They're basically setting up to charge dreadnoughts. I mean, it's pretty much, to be honest, and it can't help but sound negative about this. It's just I just think it's probably all over really already. It's my fault, obviously, setting up so aggressively. If I seized, it would have been better, but I've just got to try and do the best I can to fight them off. If I can't come out of it by some miracle, it might be all right, but I just can't see it realistically. So I'm trying to set up to charge the dreads and try and take some down before Vulkan dies. They regrouped, and the other squad, well, the lone sergeant round the table. So yeah, let's see if I can put a dent in the 7th a little bit with shooting. Let's go. Okay, 18th Legion shooting phase. Obviously not going great. The Lascans snapshot and killed 1 of the boarding marines. They returned fire. So they evaded, didn't they? Evaded, and he still died. So that was that. The recon marines did really well actually. Shot out the Castellan. So killed someone. So it's awesome. So that's secured me 1 victory point. So well done, chaps. Good effort for you guys. And then they passed their opinion test. So it's now on to charge phase. Okay, so it's unbelievably turn 1 for Salamanders, and it's Vulkan's dead. The dice haven't been changing. So I killed. So my dreadnought came in. Did Vulkan kill?
He
didn't, did he? No, I just remembered. Yeah,
Vulkan did.
He
2 wounds
didn't do
to the guy
any.
with the
Basically,
shield.
yeah. So 6 attacks. I think I missed with 4. Rerolled, got 3 hits. He saved 2 of them, and then yeah. So the same dreadnought that is literally unkillable. Just couldn't really get rid of him, and then he killed Vulkan with 5 hit, 2 hit, didn't fail to wound, and I just died. So that's that. And then my dreadnought killed the other dreadnought. It was really good. Did some great stuff in combat there. And then got hit back and down to 2 wounds. And then I had so many melter bombs it was untrue. And literally hammers and just couldn't kill a contemptor because I just couldn't hit them on. I was 5 to hit. I took 8 attacks, 1 hit. It was just awful. I didn't run because I actually caused more wounds. So yeah, I'm surviving past turn 1. So there's at least that. Anyway, cool. So movement phase for 7th. Yeah. All right. So yeah, turn 2 for the 7th Legion, and yeah, go for it, mate. What did you do?
So I started with this Leviathan with the Vulkan, and he shot up at your Recon Marines. And he finished all 5 of them off.
Yeah, they're all dead, aren't they?
So between the Storm Cannon and the Vulkan, he wiped them out.
Ruined.
Then the Leviathan with the Assault Cannons shot at your Contemptor, who is now, as you can see, absent. He didn't actually kill him.
Didn't kill him.
You did all right with the save.
Got him down to 1.
Took him down to 1 wound from 2. So I only did 1 wound to him, which is a shame, but...
They're happy on the objective. They got the onslaught objective anyway. They don't...
Yep, so those phalanx warders are sat there nicely.
And then...
My boarding marine shot your last cannons.
Yep.
Wounded 1 guy, but Feel No Pain saved him.
Yep.
And your return fire killed 3.
Yeah.
So I lost more guys shooting you than you did. But
but then...
it stopped your return fire elsewhere. So it was a sacrificial choice.
Yep.
The heavy bolters then shot at them and got like fucking 12 hits and a load of wounds. And that was only from 4 of them shooting.
Yeah.
And then after that...
the Lascans.
The Lascannons finished off by
Lascans killed the dreadnought. He died, exploded 1, and then the test I made. Yep, running away again. Made another bad fail test, so they're running off again. So there we are. There we go. It is what it is. It's going to be combat next, and then this lot will probably be dead. Hopefully they can hold the line, but I don't think they can. So they're going to probably go. I might have these left alive in turn 2. We'll come back to it, see what happens. Right. So they're not all dead, so that's a start. They are all running away though. So basically, my whole army, what's left of it, is running away. I've got Apothecary here with 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 there. 2, 3. Yeah, 5 Pyroclasts running. Another Apothecary with 4 Pyroclasts running. My Lascans from the shooting phase ran. So combat, let me just talk about that, mate. So I didn't do too badly, but I didn't die.
No,
Everyone died.
But, Sigismund charged into combat.
Yep.
And killed instantly challenged and killed your sergeant.
That was easy, wasn't it? Just crushed him.
Did like 3 wounds with his instant death attack, so he's just straight away gone. The Contemptors killed a couple of guys per squad, but not too much. In retaliation, you blew up my Contemptor with the white shield, the big one. So this one is still alive. The one that's killed Vulkan.
The one that killed Vulkan has taken 9 attacks from Vulkan and is still not dead. Yeah,
he's just a resilient bower right now. So he's there. But so I won combat against you, but failed to catch you. You rolled a 2 and I rolled a 1, which meant we drew. And you actually.
And the hilarious thing was for my leadership tests, I rolled a 3 twice. Yeah. I needed a double 1. Rolled a 3 twice. It's fine. I just got to try and regroup some stuff, and it's my turn 2. Is it
your
right?
turn 2? Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It's horrendous. Okay, turn 2 Salamanders. Okay, 18th Legion. Turn 2 movement phase. Well, normally I wouldn't bother filming this, but let's film the movement phase. That's finished. Basically, we checked, and when they fall back and they rally, which all 3 squads luckily did, they just can't move. So this is my movement phase. I can't move. So there we go. Some snap firing, and then see what that does. Here we go. Okay, cool. So Salamander's shooting phase, just a series of snapshots really. I tried to get rid of the dreadnought because it's so annoying, and ended up losing 2 of my lascans for the favour. Didn't do anything. Rolled a 1 to wound, and then every single thing else missed. I got 6s to hit. I had all these guys shooting, missed. There we are. So turn 3, is that right? Your turn 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn 3. So I'm trying to hang on. Not sure what we'll do. Turn 3, movement phase for 7th Legion. Go for it.
Cool. So I've just moved my boarding marines to one side. Just give the heavy bolters and the las cannons a nice arc of fire to your pyroclasts. The Contemptor and Sigismund's unit, they've not moved because I didn't want to move close to you and give you that chance to withdraw. So I might as well stay where I am and just charge. And the Leviathan has moved across back here to a nice line of fire to that last las cannon guy. That one, poor las cannon guy.
Yep. And then, yeah.
And nothing else moves.
This is the overall board look. I mean, yeah, las cannons. I mean, yeah, it's, as I said, it's probably going to be the end. But I have killed, this is a sort of dead pulse, sort of killed 3 Contemptors and some stuff, so at least I've killed those. So yes, this might be the end. Hopefully we survive shooting phase. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Cool. So I started with the Leviathan with the storm cannon and the assault cannons, and all he managed to do was kill the apothecary attached to the las cannon guy.
He absolutely tanked it, to be fair.
He did, and I mean, this is it. Like, your luck has turned around now, just when it's just that.
Too little, too late, I'm afraid.
So I then shot the 3 boarding marines at him as well, and failed to do anything. So he survived them as well.
Yep.
In the end, I had to fire 3 heavy bolters at him, and just blew him off the table.
Yeah, just smashed him up. Yeah, the poor las cannon guy died, and the apothecary died, and then
my las cannons. So a 10-man las cannon squad. They shot at the pyroclasts. They were a little bit wounded already.
Yeah.
I mean, I say a little bit. They're both already wounded, but one on the left. And so did my Contemptor. So he shot them as well.
I evaded from the first squad. I didn't make any 6-up cover, and I made no shrouded saves either. So I lost 3, and then the Contemptor shot him, didn't he?
Yeah, he shot him. Hit once with the Gravis, killed 1 guy, and that's it.
Yep.
So they've been reduced to 1, and Pete passed his leadership check.
Passed the leadership test.
And Sigismund and the Phalanx Warders didn't do any shooting because they won't get into combat.
Cool. All right, sorted. So
turn 3 charging.
Turn 3 charging. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, mate.
So the Contemptor charged, and
no, he didn't.
He tried to charge. Failure. He failed. So you were 6 inches away. I got 4 plus 1 for his movement, but that's it. So he surged 2 inches a bit closer to you. And then Sigismund charged in with his guys, got 3 attack. Well, you've got 5 attacks, only 3 hit, but they're all precision strike. And all 3 of them wounded, killing the last 3 pyroclasts.
Because it's instant death, isn't it? It's sword we talked about,
you don't get the film.
So all his attacks instant death, which is insane. But there we are.
So Sigismund killed that squad on his own, and now Pete is left.
I've got
2 guys.
Two chaps left. Heroes of the Imperium, both. Okay, so my turn 3, is it, or 4? I can't remember.
Your turn 3.
Oh, turn 3. And I'm not running away, am I?
No.
Cool, I can do something. Okay, so let's do it. Right, I'm going to film the movement phase again.
Let's do it.
Movement phase for turn 3. We're not moving because we just talked about it. And obviously, if I do move, do you want to explain your advanced reaction?
So if you end your move within 10 inches of one of my units, I'll be able to do my advanced reaction, which is the best defence, which allows me to charge you at the end of that squad's movement. So basically, Sigismund would be able to charge into that one last little pyroclast. You wouldn't be able to do anything else for the rest of your turn, and then he'll just murder you. So this way you've got a chance to actually do something.
I am determined to shoot that guy in the head, hurt him. Anyway, there we go. So this is the last gambit. I'm probably gone after this. It's probably all over because it's he'll return to fire and probably kill me. But that's fine. Let's see what happens. 18 Legion turn 3 shooting phase. We've got this far. We're still not dead. Get in there. Obviously, I got a wound on him, and he returned fire and killed the poor lonely apothecary. So that's sad. So I got 1 guy left. So I might just I've got to go out in a blaze of glory, I suppose. So I'm thinking I'm just going to charge. And then, take it to him. Why not? Let's do it. Okay. It's pretty obvious, really. The charge didn't go well. The Dreadnought, what did you do? You held the line, didn't you?
Yeah, I did hold the line.
Dreadnought held the line and then just punched me in the face, basically. Crushed me. So, yeah, I'm tabled again. Tom's done it twice now to me, which is very upsetting. Can't seem to get hold of the bugger or give him a very close game, which is sad. But there we go.
And next time, mate, definitely.
Next time, next time we'll see. So yeah, I don't have any models left. So victory points wise, I got 1, I think, for killing your killing you at the first turn, first game turn, because I shot your Centurion out with snipers, and of course well,
I can't remember.
I'm dead. So I've got 1. So there we go. Dead pile. So obviously all my stuff's dead. I managed to get through only 3 Contemptors, and the Centurion, and 3 some more boarding marines, some
3
more
phalanx warders, and 7 normal boarding marines.
So not a great tally, unfortunately. It is what it is. So left on the battlefield, you've got these 2.
2 Leviathans. I mean, this one's completely untouched.
Yeah.
And one's left on 5 wounds.
Yeah. They're untouched.
The phalanx warders are sat on the
securing onslaught objective. Yep.
Without no damage at all.
No.
That annoying Contemptor has survived the game.
I hate him.
Single wound.
I really, really, really can't describe. I might throw him against the wall in a minute when Tom's not looking. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I say, yeah, it is what it is. What can I say? I think probably for me, I think I just took a big gamble of deploying obviously my whole army at the front. I kind of suppose I forgot how hard the dreadnoughts were in the combat. I was hoping they wouldn't be as lucky as they were, but then turn 1, my luck was just not in. I was very unlucky. Tom was just lucky, and then it continued that way. I think with a bit of luck on my side, I could probably held the line against them a little bit. I just wanted to break through them, but I just couldn't. It was too much for me to take, and I probably should have set up a bit more mid-table rather than getting range turn 1 and getting charged. But it's just my army is so short ranged. Yeah, it's probably having another look at my army list, I think, and maybe sadly I really did want to avoid taking dreadnoughts, but I think I might have to take a lot more. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, 6 dreadnoughts is tough to grind through. The fact that I put 2 Leviathans on the other side of the board, you're always going to avoid those 2. Absolutely going to avoid them. So the 4 Contemptors were your biggest threat, and getting them into combat on turn 1 with Vulkan meant that I was already taking those wounds off him. So then when it was your turn 1's combat, he went down. So losing your Primarch at the end of the first turn, it's really an uphill struggle from there. Yeah. Absolutely an uphill struggle. It
was the game was over. I think.
No.
I think yeah. It was. I said I think if I had a bit of luck on my side, it would have made a game of it. I didn't. It happens. It is frustrating, but at the end of the day, it happens.
Yeah, I think the fact it was Night Fight reducing your ballistic skill on that first turn, and also the amount of invulnerable saves I was making for my my dreadnoughts.
Yeah,
it just made it so that you couldn't really do very much.
I mean, this guy here, like the amount of punishment. As I said, I've put into him so much stuff. I mean, Vulkan had 6 attacks. Bearing in mind, every one that goes through is D3 damage. He should be dying almost in 1 round of combat, really. Yeah. And he's still alive on 1 wound. And that was 9 attacks on Vulkan on him, and plus all the other gunfire that went into him. Although not a considerable amount, still he should be dead. But
yeah, by all rights, he should be dead. Definitely.
But, it is what it is. So yeah, just final thoughts, I suppose, is remember got Brighton Heresy 4 coming up on 25th, 26th of March in Brighton. Have a look on the Facebook page, 30k Forgotten Legion for that. Like and subscribe to the channel for more of me getting my arse handed to me, I'm sure. I'm trying to do a game a week, so it's going to be very hard for me to change my whole army, going forward. I'm not going to change it. I think for me, it was just a bit of a mistake, and I got to accept that. I might move some things around, change some stuff, maybe put the Fire Drakes in again. I haven't played a game with them yet, but the next game I'm going to have is with the Custodes, so that'll be quite fun. Something different. And what are you doing next, Tom? Who are you playing next?
So I can't remember the next person I'm playing. Actually, you know what? It's John. I am playing John with his Iron Warriors.
Okay.
Next week.
Well, maybe I'll get around and film that if I can. If not, it doesn't matter.
It will be next week on Wednesday. So similar sort of time as this.
Okay, awesome. Well, awesome, mate. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Right.
Good. No, cheers.
7th Legion victory, resounding victory. There we go.
Great success.
Cheers, mate.
It's a horrible army. I'm not going to lie.
It's fine. It's all good. Right, nice one. Cheers.